What up? What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NFL show here, man. We got our guy. We're making his debut on the show. 5-star in Vegas, man. My brother hollered at him when I was out there in Vegas too, man. Real good dude. We're gonna do a lot of business, a lot of shows this year. Try to get a lot of money as well, man, for ourselves, for y'all too, man. So if y'all appreciate the show, hit the like button. Go follow my guy on Twitter, man. All that good stuff. What's up with you, 5-star? Everything cool with you?
Yes, sir. Always good to see my brother Jay Money, man. Jay Money been rolling together now about 2 seasons, man. We hooked up through my guy Ski, who's like a little brother to me. And now me and Jay Money know all the real players gonna always feel each other energy and link, man. So he's a money getter, and I enjoy being around him. I enjoy sharing knowledge with him. I text him about basketball games. He texts me about football and tennis, man. So we just, you guys are just seeing it, but this has been baking for a while now, and I look forward to you guys getting this information on football. I consider myself one of the best football bettors in the world, man. And I can't wait to help you guys win some money, because that's what it's all about, man. Y'all hit that like button for my boy.
Yeah, that's a bet. And we're gonna be doing this all season too, bro. We got to get this. I need to make some. I don't usually make money in the NFL season. I'll do good like in the first 4 weeks, bro, and then after that, I start getting tagged up. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, but we hopefully this week we're gonna do it all the way through, all the way to the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? But definitely couldn't wait to have you on the show, man. Definitely trying to get this NFL money, and it's out there too. And we know everybody like to bet NFL as well, man.
Yeah.
It's probably like the most bet sport. Even they bet NFL more in basketball. So NFL, everybody has their eyes on the NFL. Everybody want to bet it. So let's try to get this cash this year, man. But I want to ask you, how long have you been betting NFL, bro?
Man, I've been betting NFL, in honesty, over 30 years, bro. I've been betting NFL. My first NFL ticket that I put in was a pick'em sheet back in Louisiana. I'm from Houston, but as a kid, my grandparents are from Louisiana, so I ran around Louisiana before I moved to Houston. But I was at the pick'em house. They call it a pick'em house, with some OGs from around my way. We was on some other stuff, and they like, you always watching. My real name's Andre, so they like, Dre, you always watching football, man. Who to pick? One of my OGs. Like, you always watch, because when you're small, think about it, Jay, you don't have too much to do from the age of, I'm gonna say about 9 to about 12. You just got your bike, you can go around the neighborhood, but you can't drive yet, So your whole life is mostly based around your neighborhood and TV. I was one of those kids that got off of cartoons like early. I was watching NFL, bro, NFL Today, watching all of the shows, ESPN, learning all types of stuff about different sports. But I always drew to football because I played football from the age of 7 years old, man, until I was 18. So I always had a love for it. But I picked my first game at this time because I was in front of the pick'em house on some other business with my big homie. And he like, man, who to pick? You always talk about football like you know it. And I ended up picking for him the games. I think we lost like 2 of the games on it. He started just bringing them to me every week.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning a couple times. And that's what let me know that I could really do it, man. And then later on in Houston, you had different places and different bookies that I dealt with. And on my side of town, I'm from South Side, Houston, Texas, man. And on my side, we always used to bet on like Madden and, gamble, just picking the game straight up. I'm the first one from my hood that really just started going to Vegas all the time. I started going every weekend because I wanted to learn how were people winning money on these games. I knew the games, but I didn't know the process of turning into money. And it got to this point now where I'm old. I'm like 18, 19 years old, Jay. So I'm like, man, I can't be spending 3-4 hours in front of this TV. I got stuff to do. I got bread. I got stuff to take care of. I got my own apartment. I got a little 2 spots actually jumping, and then I got my car I got to take care of. Man, I can't be spending 4 hours in front of this TV for nothing. So I was like, I'm going to go out here and see what it really do, because I got tired of getting into it with the homeboys. You know how it is. You betting your homeboys. Yeah. Now you're dealing with having to pick up the money. And one of my good friends, Black, man, he had a father-in-law who was one of the biggest dudes in sports betting out in Houston, Jay. And he gave me a book and told me, hey, man, if you got little kids and dudes from around your way who can bet and who want to get into it, I've never been on that side of town. I'm going to trust you up to 10 grand on them making plays. And I started being a little bookie and kind of put my side on the night. Everybody on my side of town, South Park, Southwest, everybody, they bet. So, that's what we do now. But I've been in it, man, for about 30 years, bro, from the infancy in Houston, bro, so, yeah.
Bet my guy got a lot of knowledge about the NFL, man. We was just talking on the phone before this show, man. So a lot of knowledge. We hopefully if we finna turn this into some money this year, my
Yeah.
brother. Got to, bro. But let's get to some games, man. It's a game tonight. We know everybody gonna be watching. Everybody gonna bet. Even though it's just preseason, people couldn't wait till NFL came back on. So we know plenty of people finna be betting on this, man. We do got the Eagles and the Patriots here tonight, man. The Patriots actually the favorite in this game. We know it's preseason. You know what I'm saying? Patriots favored by 3 at the house versus the Eagles in this one. My brother, total sitting at 35. I hadn't really looked at this game a whole lot. What you like in this one? You loving some in this one? What you like in this one?
Yeah, I always like to break these into halves when we deal with preseason. Remember, guys, whatever your unit is, probably bet 1 unit, half unit. This is still preseason football.
Facts.
You know, even in the regular season, I tell guys early to, proceed with caution. This is always a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you have to fill out what these teams are about, unless you're like myself, who've really been watching these coaches over the years and understand their philosophy and what they're about. In this game right here, man, I really like the Eagles. And the reason I like the Eagles is because their style of football. We got Sirianni. He's always been an offensive-minded guy. He's coming off of, a really disappointing season because they were supposed to make it to the Super Bowl. Everyone thought again this year. They had that type of team. They had a great year the year before. They underachieved. He lost both of his assistant coaches. His offensive coach ended up going to be the head coach out there in Indianapolis. His defensive coach went to Arizona. Obviously, those guys were very important, as you see by the results they have at their new team. And so Sirianni had to say, man, let me scrap this. I made some bad hires. Let me go find 2 coordinators that I could trust. So they're coming in this game with trying to play against their own system more than worrying about the Patriots. So I think that they're going to be trying to test their own excellence, and that's going to benefit us as bettors. I think early Kellen Moore, who used to be the offense coordinator with the Cowboys, comes in with the up-tempo style. I've been reading some stuff from, the local press in Philly that covers their practice, and they're saying that he's trying a new up-tempo offense. They're going to hurry up a lot. They have a veteran quarterback in Kenny Pickett that'll probably be getting most of the snaps. He needs to have a good showing because he has 1 foot in the league, 1 foot out the league. Same with Sirianni. Sirianni's in Philadelphia, man. He's on the hot seat. We know that. And then you have on the defensive side the OG, Vic Fangio. The way he coaches defense is just really smart. One of the best guys schematically that you're going to have in the NFL on your side of the ball, excuse me. So I definitely like what Vic Fangio is going to do. I think he can slow them down a lot. New England is, hey, man, they're just some kids, man. Even from the head coach. Gerard Mayo is a kid. Coach, he's about my age, and he's the head coach, So, like, there's some kids that are trying something new. Good luck with that up there, but they're not a really talented team. So, who do we see in the first half? Bailey Zappi's pretty good. I used to bet him some at Western Kentucky when he was in college. But I think Drake May gets most of the snaps probably because he didn't look so good last week. With that in mind, I think that in the first half that the Eagles can do enough to at least get us a 7-7 or 10-10 and, hit the +1.5. And also the books are being sneaky. They got the -120 out there for you guys trying to bag you with the juice to make you really look at one side and try to get money flowing to that side. So we're going to try the Eagles, man. Once again, it's preseason, guys, so don't put a lot of stock into it, but that's the reason why we also aren't playing the full game. As the game goes longer in the preseason, Jay, they start putting in 4th, 5th stringer guys who are never going to make the team. So we'll go first half with the Eagles +1.5.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that as well, man. Especially like you say, the Patriots, they're probably not gonna get many wins in the regular season, so they probably are gonna try to go for some wins in the preseason. But that's more of a full game, like we saw last week with the Vikings, end up coming back to win a game. Some teams just gonna be gunning for that win, but in the first half, they make a lot of sense. Go with the more talented team, with the coaches that got something to prove. That's trying to, trying to get the ball rolling over there, man. So I know Kellen Moore from the Cowboys. He's a hell of an offensive coach over there. Really great offensive mind. They wanted to keep him really bad, to be honest with you, man. But he's a really good a really good offensive mind over there. I think the boys finna come ball. I probably sprinkle a little something on this one with you, man, with them Eagles. You see what I'm saying? Then they get it done. What was their first game? They end up coming back. Who did they play?
They pushed on the first. They won.
They played the Ravens. They played the Ravens. That's what it was. I remember because I thought that they lost the game. I thought it was gonna end in a tie, and then they end up getting like a fumble dude that fumble, and then they end up kicking the field goal and covering the spread. That was crazy as hell, bro.
And they
But yeah,
moved the ball pretty well in that game. They just
they
couldn't get
did.
any points up because the thing, especially with a coach like Sirianni, when you're in the preseason, he likes to try stuff. So a lot of those 4th and 4s and less on their side of the ball that would use on their, when you're on the opponent's side of the field, he would usually kick
Yeah.
a field goal in regular season. He's going for it on that. So they missed a couple opportunities getting stopped on 4th down last week. But they were moving the ball. They actually could have won this game by 4 points. Their kicker missed a 50-yard field goal, and he's usually reliable, and he missed the extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Eagles, in that first half, that's a good look right there, my bro. I think the Patriots, after all, it's crazy because some teams will have like a juggernaut for years and then they have to go through their rebuild. And that's exactly what the Patriots, after being nice for about 8-9 years,
Yeah.
I'm talking about juggernauts. Now they just they definitely, would you agree would you say that they probably one of the worst teams in the NFL?
Yeah, I'd say they're one of the worst. And the reason why is because they benefited a lot. Tom Brady was a huge Band-Aid, and that's what people don't know. And it's not saying Bill Belichick wasn't a good coach, but let's look at his record without Brady. I'm sure they needed each other. We know that defensively, Belichick was a great mind, but this is an offensive league. It's always been about the quarterback. And Tom Brady is just different, bro. We see he left and went to Tampa Bay and was able to do the same thing, So I just think that they benefited from Brady, but we had a lot of mismanagement and ego that came from Belichick that kind of destroyed that team. And I don't know if they went the right way with their owner deciding to stay within the Belichick tree by hiring Gerard Mayo. Gerard Mayo, we'll see. He might end up being a fabulous coach, but I just think they should have went and did something new. It was time. Belichick had drafted horribly the last, I say, 5 years there. The reason Brady left, he couldn't get any weapons. So they just have a really dry cupboard. And the reason why it isn't from them lacking draft picks, is from just making bad draft picks and horrible free agent moves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we probably expect the Patriots to struggle a lot this year. Hopefully, they struggle in this first half as well. And my guy Cash with the Eagles, +1.5, man. So, my guy he dropped out. He back in there.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go over here to the streets of Houston, H-Town, in this one. In Texas, laying 2 at the house versus the Giants in this one, my brother. What you like in this game?
It's just a different type of energy and swag that the Texans have right now. Kansas City is unreliable, so we already know what you're going to get out the Chiefs. They got the best player in the league. We know that Tyreek Hill was graded #1 by NFL Network, and just so they could have stuff to talk about. That's what it was about, because everybody knows that Patrick Mahomes is by far the best player in the league, and he has one of the greatest coaches of all time leading him. So we know the Chiefs are always a favorite, but it amazes me that now the Texans are second favorite in that conference. Do you know, when I bought the ticket on them, people laughed at me when I was buying a ticket. I bought a ticket on them like 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, just simply because I believe that much in not only DeMeco Ryans, but C.J. Stroud. And I think that's an unbelievable combination for today's NFL. Like, they bring exactly what you need, because you got smarts, you got humility, guys that are both religious, but still they're real dudes and stand-up dudes that people like to, like and follow. And just those two as your, leaders. Greatest rebrand probably in history by Cal McNair with the Texans, man. You go from being a laughing stock with Deshaun Watson and everybody clowning you in the league to now every owner in the league would love to be in the position Cal McNair is, with probably the best young coach in the league, the best young quarterback in the league, and one of the best defensive players in the league. And 2 of them actually on defense, when you got Will Anderson and then the cornerback as well. Has to be considered, Stingley has to be considered one of the top 3 cornerbacks in the league if you really want to go by watching tape and, you understand the game. He's outstanding. The Texans feel that this is their year. They're ready to move forward this year. They went in and added weapons. They kept all the people they needed in place. DeMeco Ryans has mastered what he needs to master. I think that the Texans are the real deal. And they have the type of energy that's flowing through that whole locker room that's going to go down through the second string, the third string. And they've also really drafted well. Even their backup receivers are really good receivers that could get a lot of run in a lot of different places. The Giants, I really like their coach, super smart. I don't know about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he could be Danny Dimes or he could be Danny Food Stamps, just depending on which Sunday it is. They lost Barkley. He's a Philadelphia Eagle now. I feel like he was the juice to the offense. They got a kid out of LSU that I know a lot about him, Malik Neighbors. Yeah. But the thing is, he's already getting a little ticked off there saying in practice, I'm seeing from the beat writers, because he can't get the ball because his quarterbacking is horrible. So I don't know. Maybe the Giants come out and have one good drive, but I feel like the Texans, they're looking to play physical and fast on offense and defense on both sides of the ball. It's their first game back in Reliant Stadium in Houston. I know that the crowd's going to be buzzing. It's one of the best home field advantages in the game right now. And I think everybody's just raring to go so much that the Texans jump on them early. So give me the Texans the first half. We've seen that even if I'm sure Stroud's going to play first home game. I'm sure he's going to convince D'Amico to let him at least run 2 series and try to score. So even if he does it, though, they have a more than competent backup in Davis Mills, especially against, other backups. So I'll go with the Texans. First half, the line for the game is -2. I haven't seen a lot of offshore lines, but I'm thinking it'll be -130 money line, and that's what I'll be playing.
Let me see. I'm finna check it right now. So the Texans, so it's -1.5, -105. Yeah, it looked like they only got it at DraftKings right now. First half money line at -142, and then the spread is -1.5. So yeah, that's what you can get for that.
On that 1.5?
-105.
That's a bet. Bet that one. Bet the -105.
I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they don't have it everywhere else. It's actually a little crazy. Let me check out Action Network.
They're waiting on information. They're trying to see whether Stroud's going to play or not, because you can bet that by tomorrow that line going to probably be 3.5 for the game on the Texans in first half.
Oh, okay, I see it. So look, you can get first half at ESPN bet. You can get that first half -0.5 at -120. And nice. Then money line, so money line, you got to play -140 regardless, ESPN bet or DraftKings. I'm looking on the Action Network app where you can like compare different books and stuff. But ESPN bet got the first half -0.5 at -120, bro. So
if I'm making a half a unit bet, then I lay the half. But if I'm betting like 2 units and taking it serious, I'm just going to play the extra juice and take the money line so I can shoot for the push. Worst case, get that bettor's insurance,
Yeah, no, that's a fact there, because we know how football is. You never know. It could be a game time field goal right before the half or anything. Yeah, like I had to learn my lesson. When it's tied, you got that money line, you get that money back. You see what I'm saying? Sure. So landing in them points, this tie shit, you putting a tie is always better than a loss as well. So that's a definitely good look there. And the most that I like to lay is like -140, -150. I don't really go too much past it, but -140 is not too bad. You make a good point. There's definitely 2 teams on the opposite end of the spectrum as well. Giants, middle of the pack team, and like you say, now that Stroud is back healthy, now them boys and got Stephon Diggs over there. They got a defense. They done bolstered the offense, and boys, they definitely ready for a run. And we saw last year that them boys, when everything clicking, they can ball out. So that's definitely a good look. They at the house. They got 2 games under their belt already. Giants obviously already struggling. I think Neighbors is banged up as well. He got a little banged up in practice. So I don't even think he's playing in this game, to be honest with you, because they were saying that he's saying he might be good by week 1, but I definitely don't think he's playing in this game, man. But we'll see what happens, man. You know what? I didn't like what I saw from the Texans defense in that Hall of Fame game, but obviously they were playing a lot of backups too. But I feel like the Bears was walking them boys down, man. I was like, what the hell going on?
Yeah, second half for sure, but in the first half, not so much. You remember they had the long break because they had a thunderstorm and lightning. So that game, that was really frustrating. And I'm actually dealing with the gaming commission now, trying to get a refund on the bet on that, because I won the first half, but I also had a ticket going for the full game. And they didn't finish. The Bears went back up on them, and then they called lightning, and they called the whole game, and they marked it as a loss on some of my accounts. So
they had to refund it.
I'm working on it with one book who's really hard-headed on that. I'm not going to say the name of the book. This book is really finicky. They even, like, for instance, on this book, if you're playing, just say we're playing a match of tennis, if we're betting on a match, a tennis match, excuse me, and during the match, I'm up 6-4. The guy that I'm betting on, or the lady I'm betting on, is up 6-4. They go to the second set. The first play, the one who's winning gets hurt. Even live, you lose. They don't refund, but while
that is
most books
crazy.
refund, yeah. So I'm dealing with them.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. But yeah, we like it. Texans in the first half. I think I'm gonna ride with you on this one, man. The Giants, they just kind of like a middle of the pack team, man. I wouldn't even say they like the Atlanta Hawks. They like I don't know, they might be like the Charlotte Hornets or something, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they more like
Texans, yeah. The Texans in the first half, though. I say if you want, you can lay that minus a half with them, or if you
I
want,
don't
you
know
can
what clicked out. Sorry
take
about
the
that.
money line. No, you good, bro. You
Yeah.
good. Texans in the first half. Man, let's go over here and talk about a game I like, man. It's only one game I like. I like to pinpoint one game that I really like and go with that one. But this Browns spot, Browns at the house, laying 4.5 with the Vikings. Browns got 4 good quarterbacks. Like I usually like to look at QB depth in the preseason, especially when you're going, especially like when you got your third and fourth string guys can still play as well. So especially when you go up against a team. First off, McCarthy just got hurt, so I mean you can't play Sam Darnold because if he get hurt, then you pretty much fucked. So and then the receiver Addison went down too as well. So I just feel like the
serious
Vikings.
injury. Yeah,
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
injury.
I feel like the Vikings state of mind is like, all right, look, we just had 2 main injuries. We only in the preseason. We can't even really play our guys too hard. Like, let's not play too hard because I don't think the Vikings going to be that good this year. But still, you don't want to go into the season missing all your guys. So I just feel like they're going to be a little bit more cool, calm, and collected this game, not trying to really get injured. And with the Browns getting smacked in their first preseason game, didn't even score a touchdown. I think they will be a little bit more motivated, especially at the house as well, to play a lot better. I mean, they got some really good quarterbacks coming in, whether Deshaun Watson play or not, which I do think he's supposed to play a few drives in this one. You still got Winston out there. You still got DTR. You see what I'm saying? And you got Tyler Huntley as well, the guy that was covered all them spreads for the Ravens in the preseason when they went on that crazy preseason run. So, I mean, these guys got 4 decent quarterbacks that can get the job done. They can also, like, whoever's coming in third or fourth quarter, I think they're going to be absolutely dicing the Vikings defense up. So this is one that I like full game in this one. I like the Brownies in this one minus the 4.5 as well. You got the orange sweatshirt on, my brother. What you think
This
about
is
this
actually
one?
some of my gear, Jay.
Okay.
Before we get off, I'll give it a shout out where you guys can go get it live from Sumner. When I started my show, The Wager World, I said I'm live from Sumner because when you from where I'm from, you came up out the mud, man. You kind of proud that, you living on a golf course now, man. And I really enjoy living in Las Vegas, and the neighborhood that I live in is called Sumner. It's one of the best communities in the world to live in, man. So it's live from Sumner. That's how I start all of my, shows on the Wagering World. So I just did a little gear for that, man. But I am rocking that, so I gotta agree with you. I got on the orange for the Brownies with you, baby. So we're going with the Browns. Great point by you. 2 great points by you. First of all, your angle with the fact that quarterback, and that's number one. Like that's what it's all about. DTR is a beast. He's right here from Las Vegas. We used to watch him in high school when he was quarterback. That's when we first moved out here. And I took my son to a couple of the games and stuff. DTR is a baller, man. He can go. I think he has a bright future in the league. I think that sooner or later he'll be the quarterback, and they'll decide to invest less in that position because they can get the same production from DTR as they can from Deshaun Watson, in my opinion. But regardless of what, you have him, and as you said, you had a preseason Hall of Famer from the Ravens that they have, and this guy can really ball, man. He was good at Utah as well. I followed him in college too, man. I really like that. And then another factor to think about in this game is that Cleveland really got embarrassed last week by the Packers. They only scored 3 points. We're not saying that. We know these coaches don't care. Kevin Stefanski's a really smart guy. We know he knows that this does not count, but you also don't want losing to become a part of your team. Like that you approach games as losers. Another great point you made was about the injuries. This just isn't the Vikings year, man. They're having some bad things going in that locker room. You got Kyrie Jackson died in the offseason, had the car accident, man. Unfortunately, passed, rest in peace to him, man. And praying for his family and stuff to understand such a tragic event. J.J. McCarthy looked so promising last week, tears his meniscus. Now he's out probably the whole season. And then Addison had two DWIs, I want to say, in the offseason. And then so it's a lot going on. Kevin O'Connell's a good coach, but they're probably a year away from getting that program really where they want it to be because they're going to want J.J. McCarthy pulling the trigger, not Sam Darnold. I'm interested to see moving forward, just speaking outside the preseason, because I definitely be riding with you on this because everything points to me for Cleveland with them getting blew out last week by the Packers and all of the mental things that Minnesota's going through and a depleted roster because Minnesota is they really shouldn't have won last week. I had a money line. It was one of the luckiest bets I've hit in a long time, man. They won, came back. I couldn't believe it. I almost cashed out. And I told my wife, I was like, bro, they won, babe. They won. Like, I'm looking at the phone and it's tallied up. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bet. I went and looked at the end of it. It was really lucky stuff. But anyway, about the Browns moving forward, I'm really interested to see if Cleveland is able to stick with Deshaun Watson. Like, I'm really interested to see that he has not looked like the same guy since all the stuff went down in Houston. Can he find his rhythm back? Can he become the guy again? It doesn't look clean anymore. You know what I mean? Like, everything when he plays now, it's just a little off. It's not the Deshaun that I remember. So he's the key to that whole offense and how good they're going to do, because Stefanski showed that he can take any quarterback and do numbers with him, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a fact there. Yeah, I think this is a nice little bounce back Brown spot in this one, but I really think it's like the perfect storm with the Vikings. I mean, I know how it is, just player psychology, especially in football as well. When two of your main players get hurt in the most important positions as well for your team, they kind of just gonna think like, you know what, we can't afford many more injuries. We just can't, even though we might not gonna be. And they was gonna start McCarthy as well. He was gonna be their starter. You see what I'm saying? So, but the fact now you can't play Sam Darnold that much, because let's say if he's down, now you screwed off. You probably, the receiver Addison got hurt. So just psychologically, I feel like they don't want to go as hard in this one, coming off a win and with those two big injuries. I think they might take it a little easy in this one. And I also think that this is why their spread is going up as well. This was at 3 a few days ago, then it was up to 3.5, now 4.5. So I think everything lines up. It makes a ton of sense for me in this one to take the Browns in the full game. And then, like I say, even in the third, fourth quarter, I expect them to still be able to score as well with their experienced quarterback play in this one, man. So that's what I'm rocking with.
To take the Browns first half as well, and that probably be my bigger bet, Jay, just because what you said. I think that the Browns offense comes out with a little bit more purpose, because what happened last week with them not getting in the end zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get on them early. So why not ride that, momentum? Don't miss that first half money as well. And we've seen in the past, last week you saw Minnesota didn't look good in the first half. They were down like 21-3 at halftime. That's why I thought I had lost the game. So yeah. So I ride. If I was you, I would definitely take first half viewers. Go with first half and take the game with Jay.
Bet, that's a bet, man. Let's if it's not any other games you want to talk about, we can go ahead and get out of here. I just want to make a note. There's a few games that's moved quite a bit. I don't know, like obviously that's like probably with some information, but I know that Atlanta-Baltimore game, Atlanta was at -2, it's moved to Baltimore -1. You had you had the Chicago Bears, they were laying 3, it's up to 6 points now. You had the Kansas City Chiefs, they were laying 3.5, that one's up to 7 now. Cleveland, that one opened up at 2.5, up to 4.5. Miami Dolphins versus the Washington Commanders, that one opened up at 1.5, up to 5. So we've seen some major steam moves so far this week in the preseason. This one, man. So if there wasn't, and then lost the Raiders as well versus the Cowboys, that one opened up at 3.5, went to 6.5. So it's been some major moves so far. You took the Chiefs?
Yeah, okay. I took them before they went up because the books were late. They were on it this morning. Last night they announced, I saw actually on X, one of the beat writers that I follow for Kansas City, they said that Mahomes and those guys are playing the whole first half.
Yeah, so I did see that.
Yeah, they're playing, and last night it was still 3.5. So I took last night. I jumped on 3. I couldn't find the first half. I was looking for the first half.
They scared.
The first half out there for me, man.
Hey, they was scared of that one. Let me see if they got it on Action Era. Just real quick, I just want to see.
It's probably like 4.
It ain't until Saturday anyway. So they gonna hold it. They gonna hold it close to their vest.
It's gonna be like, man, it might be 5. It's gonna be at least 4.5 for sure.
Let me see. First half 3.5.
3.5 right now. If
3.5.
3.5 right now, get it.
So if you got ESPN Bet or DraftKings, they got all the first halves out for the preseason game. Looks like that's the only books, unless you can find it like on an offshore book, Bet Online, something like that. But we ain't sponsored by no books, so I can say whichever one of them of us I want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a big thing. We independent money.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. We talked about 3 games that we liking in depth. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We ain't here to waste people's time. We're here to give them the info that we liking and a little extra bonus as well. Chiefs first half, you like that one. But my guy, 5-star, anything you want to tell the people, tell them about your gear, recap your picks for them.
Okay, a recap of the picks, guys. We're going to for sure be on the Eagles tonight. First half plus 1.5. You should catch even money. That's what I saw in my book for the juice. And pretty much everywhere around town, I saw them putting the 120 on the other side. So we're going to go with the Eagles first half. And then we're also going to we're going to ride with J Money. We're going to go with the Browns first half. I really like that as well. And then the Texans, man, will be my biggest bet first half money line. I'll put a couple units on that one. So we're going to definitely roll with those. And if you want to find me, I'm available on YouTube. I do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can go to YouTube. You can go to iHeart. You can go anywhere it's air, you'll find me.
Yeah.
Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. It's called The Wagering World. The Wagering World with 5-Star in Vegas. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm on there with my 2 co-hosts, Sino Royale and Spread the Stare. And we try to give you guys the best information we can on these winners, man, and getting you to the book. We mostly concentrate on football, tennis. We leave the basketball to Ski and J Money. Spread does do basketball though, for sure. But our show mostly concentrates on the football and especially college football, man. We got a lot of good information for you. Soon, thewageringworld.com. It should be up about the first weekend of September. The design is working on that. Matter of fact, it's calling my phone right now. I probably want to make some changes to it, man. Y'all go to thewageringworld.com. This year, we decided to go independent. I was on ESPN 97.5 with my show. I had the only black-owned radio show in Houston, black-owned sports talk radio show in Houston, man. And I decided to go independent this year. Just want to do everything in-house, you know. And
yeah.
And we rolling like that. We trying to get this independent money like back when we was in the rap game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we trying to
that's a fact.
Push it out the trunk, Jay. So you guys come to thewageringworld.com. It'll be up really soon. Until then, follow me on X at 5-Star in Vegas and go catch the show, man. Like I said, on any kind of platform that you want to find, just Google The Wagering World with 5-Star in Vegas. I'll be on here every week with Jay all through football season. So you can find me right here too on Thursdays.
Yeah, my guy do tennis picks. We're gonna be locking in with him with college football, NFL. Man, we finna get some money this year, just football. Because football, just the sport of football in general, owe me a lot of money, and it's time for me to get my shit back this year. That's a fact. It's gonna be a huge year. I can just feel it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things been going the right way, but we linked up my guy 5-Star. Like I say, he do tennis, college football, do NFL as well. But you guys will see him again. But definitely go check out the show, The Wagering World, or you can check him out here or both of them. You see what I'm saying? But he's liking for tonight Philadelphia Eagles plus 1.5 in the first half, and then for Saturday is liking the Houston Texans on the money line the first half as well. I'm on the Browns in the full game minus 4.5 on Saturday, and then 5-Star said we should probably look at that first half as well. It might be a trifecta smack city spot for the Browns in this one, and then also just an extra little bonus when also saying the Chiefs playing their starters in the first half. So right now you can get that first half minus 3.5 if you like the Chiefs. That's just a little extra for us, man. Y'all know how we do it. We just trying to get this cash for y'all. All free picks, man. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tap in with us. NFL, we finna be doing some of NFL and college this year, my guys. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's us against the bookies. Let's get this motherfucking money. We will win, my guys. And appreciate my guy 5-Star for coming on as well, my guy. We will see y'all next time, man. Let's get this cash. We out.
We out, baby.